Hi, welcome to What's Cooking with Rochelle. Today we are making an apple cake. Yum! All right, so to get started with our apple cake, we're going to start with our wet ingredients. And we are going to add to the mixer a 1.5 cups of vegetable oil. You could substitute it with coconut oil if you wanted something that's a healthier option. We have a 1/2 cup of brown sugar that we're going to add to the oil. And I have 1 cup of white sugar. And I am going to add just a little bit of honey, a more natural sweetener. If you wanted to use a sugar substitute and or just honey or turbino or something like that, you could definitely do that as well. We are going to go ahead and mix this until it's combined for just a couple of minutes. Okay, now to this, what we are next going to add is 3 eggs. We are actually going to add these one at a time until they're combined. And you can see that's going to start to form a smooth consistency. I'll show you that in just a minute. Okay, so I think you guys can see that it's a really creamy kind of filling. The next thing you're adding is vanilla. We have 2 teaspoons of vanilla that we are adding to this, and we're just going to give it a quick combine. Okay, now the next step is to get the flour together with every other spice. So we have a 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg and a teaspoon of cinnamon. I have a 1/2 teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of baking soda. And we are just going to toss this together so that this is combined. That looks pretty good. This is going to go in our flour, is adding to our wet mixture here. And we're going to just stir that until it's combined. All right, and that is the end of the mixer. Again, you could have done all that by hand. It just takes a little longer. So let's get this out of the way. Okay, now to this, we are going to add the rest of our ingredients for our apple cake, which is a cup of chopped walnuts and about 3 large, 4 medium, or 5 small apples. I have already decored and diced the apples. If you would like some guidance on how to do that, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to help you with that. And alrighty. So to our cake batter, let's add the rest of the ingredients. So you can see this is a big pile of apples. I'm going to mix it in 2 batches just to make it easier. Okay, so we're going to get those combined. Excellent. Add a little bit of our nuts. If you're allergic to nuts, you don't like walnuts, you could choose a different nut or just omit nuts altogether. Let's add the rest of our apples. If you wanted less apples, you could do that too, but I like apples, so. All right, we're going to add the rest of our nuts. Now we are going to be baking this in an oven at 350 degrees. I am cooking this in a bundt pan because that will allow me to have the center cooked and not have it mushy. Okay. So this is a bundt pan. We're going to go ahead and just grease the inside of this. You could grease it with butter. You could also grease it, but you want to grease it generously so it's not going to stick. Okay. One of the other things that helps it to release is just doing a real quick little dusting of flour on the pan. So you're going to want to just shake that around. Voila. Okay, to this we are adding our batter, and you're just going to spread it around. All right, that looks pretty good. Okay, we are going to take this and put this in the oven. This is going to take a while to cook. We're going to cook it at 350 degrees for probably about 40 minutes or more. We're going to test it with a toothpick, make sure it's done before we take it out. See you back here in a little while. Okay, so it's been about 40-45 minutes. Our cake is done. We're going to go ahead and get that out of the oven, and then we're going to get busy with the glaze. Oh my goodness, if you guys could smell that. Doesn't that look delicious? Okay, this has to set in the pan for about 15 minutes or so. It's got to kind of rest and settle, and then we're going to flip it. But in the meantime, we're going to make a fun glaze to drizzle over the top of it. I know you could do lots of different kinds of things. You could just do a basic confectioner's glaze. You could do no glaze. You could serve it with ice cream, whipped cream, whatever it is that is exciting for you. We're making kind of like a brown butter cream. So what I have here is 3 tablespoons of white sugar, 3 tablespoons of brown sugar, 3 tablespoons of butter, 3 tablespoons of cream, and just a little vanilla for taste. We're gonna put these all in a saucepan on the stove, bring it to a boil, boil it for just a minute, and then we're gonna turn it off and wait for our cake. All right, so our brown butter is ready. You can see that it did boil and it's all melted and combined. We're gonna just let this cool down a few minutes while we're waiting for the cake to cool as well, and we'll pour it over it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to plate that cake, and I'll see you back here soon. All right, so I'm gonna show you how to mount it properly. We've got our cake stand here. We're gonna put it over top of our bundt pan. Then gently grab the center of the bundt and you are going to invert it. Let me grab my other mat because it's still hot. And voila, you have a bundt cake. Now, let's add our glaze. All right, let's add our glaze over top of this, you guys. This smells wonderful. And we know it's going to taste wonderful too. Okay, we are just about done. All right. Oh, this is so wonderful. It's still really hot, but I couldn't wait any longer. So we're gonna go ahead and get it cut so I can dig in. Okay, let's dig into this cake, guys. My eyes are usually bigger than my stomach, but that's okay. We're gonna go with it. Look at that. Yummy, yummy. We're gonna put just a little bit of whipped cream on the side to have with it. Kind of make it look beautiful. And we have apple cake. Absolutely delicious. Tons of apples. Like I said, it's great with a little whipped cream or ice cream or by itself. This cake is great cold or hot. And I hope you enjoy your apple cake as much as I do. And you know, like I said, if you want any of these suggestions on how to make it dairy-free or vegan, let me know and I'll shoot you how to change the recipe to make it work for you. I truly appreciate everybody in my audience. If you would like to subscribe, please do so below and watch one of the other great videos that I have. I'm always open for suggestions. Thank you for watching What's Cooking with Rochelle. Bye for now.